Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of the Coffee Conversation show. This is part of the Women's Day celebration, and today's topic is concepts to creation in 3D printing. We have with us Kreena Shah. She is CEO of Melting Minds. Welcome, Kreena, to this Women's Day special episode. And I'd like to explain to you this Coffee Conversation show is divided into three parts. First part is your professional journey, second is your personal journey, and there is surprise round, rapid fire round.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani over here, host at Coffee Conversation and a legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution. So let's begin our professional journey round. So Kreena, can you tell us something about the journey of starting Melting Minds, the name, and what inspired you to go into 3D printing?
So the founder is my husband Samar. So he was the one who started the company 10 years ago, and it was he had studied animation, and it was a time when the industry in animation was not looking very good, but the industry of 3D printing was a very promising industry at that time. So he started it 10 years ago, and that time actually not many people knew about 3D printing at all. Compared to what happened after COVID, where the face masks were made and everybody started to understand a little bit of what is 3D printing. So our the name we just wanted something to leave a sweet taste in your mouth, and mints are sweet.
Hmm.
So and the if you know what 3D printing is, it actually melts the material and builds. So that's how the name Melting Mints came about.
That's wonderful. So there are two names given to this 3D printing and rapid prototyping. Can you differentiate? Is it why they name it 3D printing or why they call it rapid prototyping? So viewers are keen to know. Okay, sometimes you say 3D printing, sometimes we read as rapid prototyping.
Actually, you let me first explain what prototyping is for
Yeah.
some for a user who doesn't understand. So basically, prototyping is making you decide that you want to make a pencil, say, or something to write with when the pencil was not invented. You would have decided that maybe it needs to have a long shape. Maybe you started with something small, then decided it's not working well. So you go through iterations, which starts with a sketch, and then you need of something physical to test, to feel, to understand, to check out whether if it's working for one page, working for three pages. So that those iterations are called prototypes. So you make multiple prototypes for testing, which is traditionally there was no easy way to do it. You would have to either have to make it with clay or anything like that. So rapid prototyping is because now you have a digital file which you can keep reiterating and keep reprinting. So you don't have to make it from scratch each time, and the measurements stay the same. So all of
Okay.
those things make it really easy.
So there are a couple of models over here. I'm just picking up one. For, so let's take this. Tell us the start of the journey, how you design and 3D printing everything. We like to the viewers like to know, okay, how you
So
start.
actually, this is a very interesting piece. It's for Marvel, for the Black Panther. And in this specific case, the design was given to us by the international company, and
Okay.
we just 3D printed it and give a finished piece. But I can talk about this car if you
You
could
okay?
just pass
Yeah,
it to
yeah.
me. So let me talk about this piece. This piece, actually, if you see, is made in 40 different parts. Like if
Hmm.
you hold it in your hand, you won't even be able to tell.
Yeah, no.
So, how did I decide to make it in 40 different parts? Why is it not a single piece? Let me explain to you. Each color is a different part. So, when I designed, I first decided what are the different colors in the piece, because if I have to paint this with my hand, I can't do it. But if
Hmm.
it's a separate piece, I spray paint it and then I assemble it. So, each piece, which is a different color, is a different part. It's painted and then assembled. So, even in your actual manufacturing units, each part, which is a different color, is manufactured as a separate piece. So, we follow the same method here in prototyping.
Okay. So from a client comes to you. So what are the process steps you go from concepts to creation? the ideation? How do you decide, and what are the challenges you have faced?
So, Amir, what happens is most clients come to us with updating an existing product,
Okay.
because now we already, our country is in a stage where a lot of stuff is already available in the market. Very rarely you'll see somebody building from scratch. Very often they want to upgrade a certain product or even sometimes copy. So, what we do in that case is you have an existing product, say a spectacles.
Okay.
Now, there are certain measurements which are fixed when it's a spectacle, like your screw size or everything. So we have something called a 3D scanner, which is like your camera. It could be even your cell phone camera, which now has basic 3D scanners. We take it around and we get a digital 3D file. So that is the first step.
Okay.
After which we can modify, like your any sculpting that happens on digitally, or any even your buildings are made on 3D CAD or
Yes.
2D CAD. So the same way we make our designs, keep getting corrections from the client on the digital file. Then we 3D print, see if everything is as planned, go back to the digital file, go back to printing, and that's how we achieve what we have to achieve.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There are any what do you say, out of the box requirement which has come up, and you felt कि by what should I do? Should I take it up? Should I not take it up? Some moments you have come across.
So Amir, something I would like to tell you about our company: we love challenges. So in fact, what we do is solve challenges. So there's nothing which we don't take up. If you have the budget, we are here for you.
Cool.
So with respect to some challenges which I'll come and tell you further, one of them was Shane and Peacock came to us that they wanted to 3D print an outfit, and we did it for them. We actually conceptualized with them, and we did go ahead and we've done it for a NIFT student, where we even sponsored all his outfits, and they had 3D printed elements in them. So yeah, there's that. I mean, you would never imagine 3D printing in a garment, but today it's coming in a big way. Even some of the top international designers are taking and incorporating 3D printing in their designs.
That's interesting. So memorable moments. You have done the designing and you have received feedback from the client about, wow, Kreena, you have done a wonderful job.
So I'm going to talk of one of the most recent experiences with Danfoss. So Danfoss is a very big international brand, and with them we just made a compressor, a copy of a compressor, and it was an exhibition model, and we are known as a company for finishing. Like, if you see this finish or if you see this finish, this is not actually, nobody will be able to tell it's 3D printed, because we actually hand sand and give this finish. Your raw prints come in this format. They have layer lines, they have these layer lines, but our prints don't, because we actually hand sand and create this finish. So they appreciated it so much that just today I've got a call from them, and they're onboarding us as a vendor registered with their company.
That's wonderful news which you have shared during this Women's Day special episode.
Yeah.
So continuing conversation, you have been in different industries. So which industry attracts you, gives you by opportunities to innovate?
So I think opportunities to innovate comes from every industry. Whether it is, now we're working with National Oil Well Barco, and we started with actually just making exhibition models for them. And as I told you, we love challenges, so we started making products for them. If you can pass the pen to me, and the keychain. So we started prototyping on our own, and we presented products to them for them, and they actually liked it, and they're now giving us work on that. So this is actually an oil drill of theirs, which we converted into a pen as a giveaway for them. So now we've designed it as a pen. Then we have these keychains, which cannot be injection molded easily, mind you. They need robotic dies, so they were not able to get this finish. So we realized that 3D printing is the only way they can get this finish. So we just keep innovating in house. Any free time, we're always working 9 to 9, because it's not a job for us, it's our love.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah.
So many things which will be covered one by one during the conversation. I've seen in your presentation where you focused on the defense industry. So can you tell me how did you ventured into this defense industry and what products they tell you to make?
Also, we work in defense where we make scale models for exhibitions. It's one of our biggest clients. Even with Aramco or National Oil, Varco, we all make exhibition models for them because the challenge they have is all their pieces are huge, heavy, very often not able to make it portable into the exhibition. So we scale down. Like if you see this car, it's so tiny and still has all the details. So like that, this is the Pinaka for Tata Defense. Of course, it's not painted, but it has
Mm.
all the grills and tiny details of even the texture on the floor and all of that. So we are able to achieve this kind of detail. So that is one industry. Then we have made prototypes for Saregama, for their Carva, for Miko, Robo, their first initial prototypes before they even go into mass manufacturing or go into finalizing their product. They have stages, so we make their first piece, second piece, eighth piece, 100th piece before they go into mass manufacturing.
That's interesting. I'm seeing a model of this building one. Can
Yes.
you tell us something about this? How this came up and different colors are there? So many innovations I can see.
Yeah, so we work with architects as well when sometimes they have so traditionally these models are actually made with acrylic, but sometimes when they really don't have time and they're really in short of time, something like this can be printed in 2-3 hours. So
Mhm.
we just quickly, they send us the file, we quickly build it up and 3D print it and then paint it. It's a very simple job for us, this aspect, because we do very very complicated jobs. So yeah.
So how much time does it take for this from designing to printing for uh, anything like this? If you say,
Hmm.
if you got an order for what do you say, 50 cars, so how much time would you expect for delivery?
So, as I told you earlier, we are in the business of prototyping. So, we almost never get 50 pieces. We will get one piece
Oh.
manufacturing, right? 3D printing is one piece manufacturing of rapid prototyping. If we go for more number of pieces, in that case, we do look at options like molding and casting. So, we make a silicon mold and then pour resin, and that's the faster way to do it. So, the first piece, it depends on the complication of the
Yes.
object,
Yes.
but generally 2 to 3 weeks is what we take to design it, and then
Mhm.
printing, maybe another printing finishing could be around 2 weeks more. But of course, see, you have to understand that 3D printing works in volume, not in just area. So when you say volume, 2 cube is 8 and
Oh.
4 cube is 64. So when you double the size, it's not like my time doubles, my time becomes 8 times. So you have to understand that in 3D printing, it's in volume. So never, even costs are like that.
Mhm. Volume means the sizes. Not
Yeah,
volume means
no,
not a quantity.
no. Yeah, I'm talking about the size of a
Size,
cube.
cube.
2 cube is 8.
Because I got confused. Volume means for us layman quantity.
No.
How many pieces
We
you?
make in volume is what I'm saying. So the
So sizes,
yeah, the size.
the
Yeah.
specifications
Yes.
increases, the workload increases.
Yes.
That's interesting. Uh, Comparing uh, Indian market 3D printing versus international,
Hmm.
where do you see where we uh, uh, have gone through in the technology wise, the machinery wise, the what do you say? There are many things, nitty-gritties are involved. How are we comparing to international 3D printing service providers?
Also, actually, I would say that the fact that companies like Aramco and Danfoss are coming to me, I would like to believe that we are pioneers in the industry, and even another company where they are getting a lot of international work, which does say something about the fact that we're doing really well. And with respect to where the technology goes, I mean, since the patents are removed, China has taken over the market with their machines, and they are doing a fabulous job with the price at which they provide the machines. Indians are also building their own machines, and today children are developing their own 3D printers. So it's not that complicated to build a 3D printer today.
Yes. Uh, I've been to many startup incubation and seen 3D printing. So, what about melting minds, being the mentor and guiding them? Because the way you're working, they need mentors like you to guide them to shape their careers?
So we are very open to mentoring. In fact, I'm part of a 3D printing group where I'm always mentoring. Anyone is open to come to my office anytime for any kind of mentoring that they require. And there's no charge. Also, with respect to giving back to society, I feel very strongly about it, which is why I have very recently taken up a part-time teaching commitment at School of Cathedral in Colaba. It's one of the top schools in
Yes.
Bombay. And I am actually teaching students how to prototype with 3D printing because they are our tomorrow.
Hmm.
And if they need to understand how products are developed, which is lacking in India at some extent. We don't develop our own products. So if we start early, we start them thinking early. Hopefully, let's see in the future we'll all be having our own products here.
Very true. Very true. Uh, whom do you follow in the world of 3D printing in international, or there are any pioneers besides you in India?
So yes, there is one other pioneer in India other than us who's Imaginarium, but we both cater to very different fields. And so um, I don't follow anybody, but as I told you, we love taking up challenges. So if you come to me with a requirement, my job is to make sure it's done. So that itself is a challenge, and from there we have grown. So like initially we had this finishing, and the clients were not happy because they are used to a Hamleys finish, right? So you would be like, no, that's not looking good. So we kept working, client feedback, and we're growing like that. So we are our own competitors in terms of, continuously building better quality.
That's interesting. Uh, See, this is industry is demanding because technology, designing keeps on changing. So,
Yes.
how do you keep abreast of these different changes? And uh, so, what should be someone who's to enter this field should focus on?
So, you know, what I believe is don't focus on printing, focus on designing,
Yes.
because 3D printing is going to get that easy that every child is going to have a 3D printer at home. They're not going to need a service provider to 3D print, because like you have a 2D printer, like your papers, documents are printed. 3D printing is going to become that easy. It already is there actually. So if you really really want to enter the industry, enter the designing aspect of it, where you're designing things like this, things more complicated than this, even a robo for all you know, and focus on how to develop your software skills, and I think then you nobody can beat you.
That's very interesting because my this I say uh, content is king and design is queen,
Yeah.
and Kreena is a queen over here with designing to concepts and everything. So my last question for your professional journey will be: what it's a woman's day special? What message will you give to women entrepreneurs?
So I would say don't be scared. If you think you want to work with a company, it could be as simple as an email or a Instagram DM, which I have personally done, because there was a company I was interested in and I just sent them an Instagram DM and I did get work from them. So be ambitious and I'm sure you'll achieve your goals.
Very true. Very true. So friends, we come to the next round, the personal journey. Uh, so what are your childhood memories, Kreena?
Childhood memories, I think, so coming back to how it's connected to my business, as a child I went to a lot of classes
Okay.
from art class to oratory class, or all of that is coming together to me today.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just glad that at that point I did all those things, because creative, being in this field, you need to be creative all the time,
Yes.
and all those classes are coming of use to me now. So yeah.
Okay. And how was your college like? You started young creatively. You continue your journey in college also in doing creative things.
Yeah, actually I was part of Symbiosis Institute of Design.
Hmm.
So yes, I did have a creative journey there as well, and in fact I would not be ashamed to say that there were people far more creative than me. But I think something I've learned is it's about persistence, and if you're persistent, then you can achieve what you need to.
Very true. Very true. Uh, can you share some memorable experience or adventure you had with your what do you say, college friends, and you catch up and recollect those memorable moments?
So I was part of film and video. So there were a lot of, we used to make films, and so all of that also, I mean, something specific I am not able to really recollect, but yeah, we had a really great time doing that.
Okay. Uh, how do you unwind after being creatively designing and mind needs to relax? So when you go home, what do you do to unwind?
So I have a 2-year old, and that is my unwinding. I think that says it all. So when I go home, I forget everything. It's just her. It's she's my focus.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Uh, any hobbies or your passion things which from childhood you're still continuing?
Yes, I am continuing yoga, which is my passion from since I was a child, and teaching. So as I've told you, I'm like teaching cathedral now, which is more passion driven than anything else. And I used to teach also when I was young, from very young. I used to learn yoga and teach the underprivileged,
Hmm,
and now I have the opportunity to teach both the privileged and the underprivileged. So I'm continuing to do that.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Uh, who is your biggest supporter in your life, from your family, from your friends?
So I think family definitely is my biggest supporter. It's starting with my husband because he's the founder and the creator of this company. And outside of work, my strongest supporter is my twin sister.
Okay, one twin
So I
sister.
have a twin who's, if you meet on the road, you might mistake her to be me, but no. So she is my mirror and
Mm-hmm.
a soulmate along
Yes.
with my husband. Yes.
What's her name?
Krupa.
Okay, it's KR.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Uh, so what is your favorite cuisine?
I like Italian and Chinese both. But yeah, if I have to choose one, then I'd probably go to pizzas because it's
Okay.
easy and not messy and
So any
can
favorite uh, pizza place?
trattoria. That's my favorite pizza place.
Okay. And do you do cooking?
Yes, a little bit, not much, but yes.
I can see looking at this, being here, designing everything
Yeah.
day in, day out. That is the products which you're seeing is are remarkable. Uh, any do you connect with books, reading?
Not much. I don't do much of reading. That's not my thing. But yeah, I've read a few books if that's what you are asking.
Okay. Okay. Any favorite travel place?
I think that would be probably New Zealand because it was my honeymoon destination as well. So lots of fond memories there.
Hmm. Besides New Zealand, in India, any place which you have been recently and have some fond memories?
So Kashmir, I think it's beautiful, so that's why.
Okay. So, you had any Kashmiri cuisine over there?
No, not much. Indian food, we're vegetarian, so
I know, I know.
yeah. Yeah.
I know, I know.
The tea
Okay.
out there is good.
Yeah, yeah, the kava.
Yeah, the kava.
That's very beautifully they make it, the process and
Yeah.
everything. Okay. Um, uh, any you're doing yoga.
Yes.
Besides yoga, anything work-life balance which you focus on?
So, I joined this company for my work life balance because my husband was so into the company, and if I wouldn't join the place, I'd probably have another, I'd have to leave from here. So, yeah, that's how I joined the company. And now I think even I'm in love with the place, and my child is 2 now, but I think when she's a little older, she's going to be here too because it's a maker space effectively.
Hmm.
And anybody who's interested in creating can just be here. So, there's no requirement for work life balance in terms of being away from work.
Yes, very true. We can see your passion in your work, your full team, your husband, and everyone. Uh, so, managing so many things, so you must be using productivity tools. So which tools do you use in your day to day?
Excel is something we do use, but beyond that, we just keep like we have a system where we log in our hours, where what we do is to keep making your time more effective. So when you tend to write, even if it's a simple pen and paper, if you tend to write down where you spend what hours, you'll always keep improvising on how to make that better. You don't even need some special software for that, but yeah, if you do, then we have Excel.
Okay. Uh, my this two questions are there.
Hmm.
How do you incorporate creativity and imagination? See, professionally you're doing at home, being how do you bring creativity at home?
So I think once you're creative, you really don't need to think how to bring it at home. You'll just come up with the solutions in a creative fashion in every way. Like even when it comes to bringing up my child, or cooking, on a day when your cook is not available, to you'll always tend to find easy ways to go about the same thing, and bring it about and be more effective in what you're doing.
Very true, very true. My last question, Kreena, will be describe Kreena in one line.
I think I'm ambitious. That not it's a word, not even a line. I hope that works.
If you want to say it in a line.
um, so I'm ambitious, caring, and loving.
Very
Yeah.
true, very true. So, friends, this was round two. Now we come to the rapid fire, which is you have to answer very quickly. Uh, Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Your favorite, sorry, early morning or night?
Night.
Okay. Uh, Favorite music?
Bollywood.
Which one?
You mean a particular song,
Yeah.
or an artist?
Song, artist, whichever.
Amit Trivedi, A.R. Rahman.
Okay. Uh, Favorite movie star?
That is right now Vicky Kaushal, maybe.
Okay, that's interesting. Mm, Favorite restaurant?
Right now, favorite restaurant would be um, Coco.
Okay. Uh, you have answered many things in the conversation. That's why I'm very confused with which one to ask. But friends, it was a lovely conversation which we had with Kreena Shah as part of the Women's Special. We are at a workshop at Sion Chimanlal, and there are many beautiful prototypes models on display. So for 3D printing, she is a person you can connect uh, with her on Instagram or on a website wherever she is available, and get your 3D printing requirements fulfilled by Kreena. So, friends, signing off. This is Line Amir Virani here. This is the end of the special episode, and we'll continue our conversation with another guest speaker at on Zoom or in person. So, thank you, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you so much.